Hello students. Now I am going to do paper 2, Department of Education, Southern Province, Year End Evaluation 2018 paper. So this is 3 hours paper and you get part A 6 questions, but you have to answer only 5 questions out of 6. And part B also you get 6 questions and you have to do only 5 questions. So each question worth 10 marks. So 10 marks for each question. So part A 50 marks and part B 50 marks. So how many minutes you can spend for each question? This is 3 hours paper. So part A 1.5 hours and part B 1.5 hours. So that means you can spend one question 18 minutes. So we'll see how we can do that. So you can try 1 and 2. And also the space is not given in paper 2. So you have to ask for line papers and then answer the questions. So take the first question. It's a graph question. So you can ask for a graph paper. So we'll see how we can do step by step. Question number 1. An incomplete table prepared to draw the graph of the function y equals 3 minus x minus 2 whole thing squared is given below. Find the value of y when x equals 2. So this is just substitution. Substitute x equals 2 to the equation and find out the y value. So we'll do the first part. Y equals 3 minus x minus 2 whole thing squared. Now x equals 2, we can substitute 2 here. 2 minus 2 squared. So 2 minus 2, 0. 0 squared is 0. So you get 3. So the y value becomes 3 here. So that's the first answer. So you get only 1 mark for that. So we can give 1 mark to find out the y value. Now take the next one. Using the scale of 10 small divisions as 1 unit along the x-axis and the y-axis, draw the graph of the above function on a graph paper. So 10 small squares, 1 unit. So what's the lowest value of x? Minus 1, highest is 5. So you have to divide minus 1 to 5. So minus 1, 0, 1. So you can draw the y-axis here. Minus 1, 0. Here, y-axis here. And y values will mark. What are the y values? Minus 6 and positive value 3. So you can start from 3 here. 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and minus 6. So what's the x-axis then? X-axis is here. So this is x. Now label the x-axis here. 10 squares, 1 unit, minus 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Because no need 6, up to 5 enough. So now you can mark the points. So what's 1 small square means? 10 squares is 1 unit. So 1 over 10 is very small square. So this way you have to write down the scale. This way 0.1 and also this way 0.1. Now we'll mark the points. Minus 1, minus 6. This point. 0, minus 1. 1, 2. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. 4, minus 1. 5, minus 6. So 5 minus 6 is here. Now we have all the points. You have to connect smoothly. So you can use the ruler only for these two endpoints. So I'll take the graph here. Use the ruler only for these 2 points. And then you have to use the pencil to connect smoothly. This end also you can use the ruler. Now try to connect smoothly these points. So from here to here, and then from here, this one. So this is the graph of y equals 3 minus x minus 2 whole thing squared. Then, so that's the graph. So you get 3 marks for this. How you get marks? Marking the scale and the labeling the graph, 1 mark, and marking the points, 1 mark, and smoothly connect the graph, 1 mark. Altogether now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 marks for this part. Now we'll look at the next one. Next one. Answer the following questions using the graph. Find the range of values of x for which y is decreasing positively. Decreasing from here to here, but positively means here to here. So you need to read the point here. So this one, this is like 7 squares to the right after 3. So 3.7. So what is this value? 2. So what's the value here? Range of values. So you can write x is in between 2 and this one is 3.7. But it's not included because this is decreasing positively, not equal. If it's equal, that's not decreasing, just maximum point. So x is in between 2 to 3.7. So just 1 mark there. And part 4, determine the coordinates of the turning point of the graph y equals 4 minus x minus 1 square, not the previous graph. How you identify the coordinates of turning point? By looking at these values. So here, this value, if this is minus, we read this value as the x coordinate. So what's the x coordinates? That one. And what's the y coordinate? That's this value. So 4. 1, 4 is the vertex point or the turning point. So you get 1 mark there. 5th one, find the root of the equation 3 minus x minus 2 squared equals 0 to the first decimal place. Hence, find the approximate value of root 3 to the first decimal place. So, what is the graph we drew? Is it 3 minus x minus 2 squared? Yeah, so same graph we drew. So, you can use the graph. So, this is equal to 0 means the y value is 0. So, what are the points? Y is 0. This value and this value. So, 3.7 here, 0.3, 0.3. So, you can write x equals 0.3 or x is 3.7. Y equals 0 means this line. So intersecting point of this one, the graph and this line. So if you are drawing the line, this is the line. Intersecting point of y equals 0 line with the graph. Now you are asked to find out, hence find the approximate value of root 3. So if you take this equation, so 3 is equal to, take this one to the other side, x minus 2 square. Take square root both sides. Plus or minus root 3 is equal to x minus 2. So what is x? X can be either this or this. So you need only positive root 3. So if we substitute positive 3.7, you get a positive value. When you substitute 0.3 here, you get a negative answer. So here they want only the positive value. So we can find out the positive value by substituting 3.7. So how you find out root 3? So positive root 3 is equal to 3.7 minus 2. So 3 minus 2, 1. So the answer is 1.7. So what's the root 3 value using the graph? 1.7, correct to first decimal place. So that's the last part of the graph. So we'll give marks now. So we can give 1 mark. We can give 2 marks for this range and 1 mark for this turning point. And identify these two roots 1 and 1. And finding the positive answer, 1 mark. So altogether check whether this is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks altogether for the first question. Now we'll take the second question. So that's statistics question. Try to do this one. We'll take the first part. The following table shows the distribution of the harvest received by Mr. Kumara from his banana plantation. Bunch of bananas and number of days given. What are these values? Limits or boundaries? There's a gap in between. So those are class limits. What is the modal class of the above distribution? How do you find out the modal class? One which has the highest frequency. So you look at the frequency row where you get highest value 10. So you take that interval as the modal class. So what's the modal class? Modal class is 47 to 55. So you get only 1 mark there. We'll take a look at the second part. Find the mean value of bunch of bananas sold in a day to the nearest whole number by using assumed mean or any other method. So here you have to find out the mean value. So first one is interval. So that's bunch of bananas. This is 20 to 28, 29 to 37, 37, 38, 38 to 46, 47 to 55, 56 to 64, 65 to 73. And you can put the total here. And we need the mid value. Mid value we can take as x. And frequency, you already know those values. 2, 3, 5, 10, 6, 4. Altogether, how many altogether? 5, 5, 10, 20, 30. Then, if you are using assumed mean, we need the deviation and f into d. Those are the columns we need. Now, how you find out the mid value? Add and divide by 2. So, 20 plus 28, that's 48. Divide by 2, you get 24. 29 plus 37, you get 66. Divide by 2, 33. Now see, you don't need to add and divide by 2. There's a pattern. So, what's the value we have to add here? 20 to 24, add 4. 29 plus 4, 33. 38 plus 4, 42. 47 plus 4, 51. 56 plus 4, 60. 65 plus 4, 69. Those are the mid values. Now we need to take assumed mean. We take assumed mean as the highest one which has the highest frequency. So here, if it's 51 is the assumed mean. So what's the deviation? Deviation is assumed mean. You have to subtract from x. So A is the assumed mean. X minus 51. So what's the difference here? When you subtract 42 and 51, you need 9. So you get minus 9 here. And here 33 and 51. So 18 minus 18. So these are multiples of 9. Minus 27. Subtract this way, you get this one is 0 plus 9. Here plus 18. Now you can find out FD. Multiply these two columns. 2 times minus 27 minus 54. 3 times 18 minus 54. 5 times 9, 45. That's minus. This is 0. 6 times 9, 54. 4 times 18, 72. Now add the positive values. You get 6 and 2. So 126. Negative values when you add 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 4, 13. 1 remaining. That's 15. So you get a negative value. So what's the negative value? 153 and 126. Minus 27. So FD, sigma, FD means total. FD is minus 27. Now, how will you find out the mean? Mean becomes assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. Sigma means total of FD and total of F. So you can use A is 51 plus sigma FD total is minus 27 divide by sigma F is 30. So here you can divide by 3. 10, 9. So you get minus 0.9. So 51 minus 0.9. What's the answer? 1, So 50.1, correct, 1 decimal place, but they want nearest whole number. So nearest whole number, this becomes 50. So this is about bunch of bananas. So this is kilograms. Check. This is given harvest received by Mr. Kumar from his banana plantation. This is number of days and bunch of bananas. So just number of bananas you are getting. It's not mentioned whether this is a number or the weight. So we'll see from the next question we can identify. So the mean value is 50. Find the income earned by Mr. Kumara within 30 days. Consider the mean mass of, so this is about mass. Mean mass of a bunch of banana is 20 kilos and the price of 1 kilo of banana is 40 rupees. So that means this is 50 kilos. Mean mass of banana is 50 kilos. Now you can find out this part. Find the income earned by Mr. Kumara within 30 days. Mean mass of bunch of banana is 20. So 20 kilos and here, and price of 1 kilo is 40 rupees and average we found out 50 and we need that for 30 days. So we have to multiply all these to get the final answer. So what's the income? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. 3 times 2, 6. 5 times 4, 20. 20 times 6, 120. So what's the number? 1,200,000 rupees is the income. This is for 30 days. Now we'll decide how we can give marks. So we can give 3 marks for this question. So 3 marks here, and previous question we'll give marks for mid values and calculating the deviation, 1 mark, 1 mark for FD, and 3 marks there, and using this one, 1 mark, and you need to know the equation of deviation and applying this 1 mark and 1 mark for the final answer rounded to the nearest whole number. So altogether 6 here and 1 mark there 7 and final one 3, altogether 10 marks. Now you can try question number 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do question number 3. The value of a certain vehicle imported by LSM company is 2,500,000 rupees. 50% of its value has to be paid as custom duty and 50,000 rupees paid as port charges and transportation cost. If VAT of 15% was charged on all these expenses, how much did LSM company have to pay in total for the vehicle? At what price should the vehicle be sold to make a profit 10%? So we can first calculate the custom duty value. So how you find out the custom duty? Custom duty is the 50% of its value. So 50% means 50 over 100 into the value 2,500,000 rupees. So you can cross out these two zeros and multiply by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and then multiply by 5. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 2, 10. Plus 2, 12. So 1,250,000 rupees. That's the custom duty value. Then it says 50,000 paid as port charges and transportation cost. Transportation cost. So 50,000 rupees. Now what's the total? $1,030,000, 1,300,000 rupees. Now we need to find out the total amount. Now the value of a certain vehicle imported company is this one. So this is just the custom duty and the transportation cost. The total of those two. So what's the value of the vehicle? Value is 2,500,000 rupees. So what's the total price now? Total value is 3,800,000 rupees. So that's the total value. Now for the total, you have to pay 15% VAT for the total expenses. So we'll now do the VAT calculation. 15% VAT. So amount after VAT, that means 15% increase. If it's 100, it becomes 115. So 115 over 100 to the total amount, 3,800,000. Two zeros get cancelled out. So you get 1, 2, 3 zeros, and you need to multiply 115 by 38. 30 and 8. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1, 4. And 3 times 1, 3. 8 times 5, 40. 4 remaining. 8 times 1, 8 plus 4, 12. 1 remaining. 8 times 1, 8 plus 1, 9. So this amount, so 4,370,000 rupees. That's the value after VAT. And it says, how much did LSM company have to pay in total? So this is the total amount. And the final part. At what price should the vehicle be sold to make a profit? 10%. So how do you do that? To make a 10% profit, you need to add 10% to that value. So if it's 100, it becomes 110. So what's the price of the vehicle? Price is equal to 10%. You have to add 110 over 100 into 4,370,000. So two zeros get cancelled out. Then you get 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 11 times 7, 77. 7 remaining. 11 times 3, 33 plus 7, 40. 4 remaining. 11 times 4, 44 plus 4, 48. So what's the value? 4,807,000 is the price with the profit 10%. Now how we can give marks? So we can give 2 marks for this calculation for the custom duty. And to find out the total, you are getting 3 marks. So you have to add all these 3 values to get the total value. And then you need to calculate the VAT. So 3 marks for that. So 3 marks for the VAT calculation and then 2 marks for the final part. So altogether 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5, you get 10 marks. Now you can do question number 4. So this is scale drawing and you have to find out the lengths. So try to do that. A and B are 2 army camps. The bearing of B from A is 80 degrees. So this is given 80. The commander of the camp A is instructed to attack camp B. Since the maximum distance which camp A can attack with their weapons is 700 meters and the AB straight route is difficult to take. So camp A is replaced in the position of C, which bears the bearing of 50 degrees and 1.2 kilometers from A. The commander decided to attack camp B from C with bearing of 140 degrees. Mark the positions of A, B and C with the relevant measurements in a rough diagram. And then find the magnitude of ACB. So we'll try to sketch that. So we'll take point A is here. And this is C point is 50 degrees. Bearing is 50 degrees, 1.2 kilometers. So you have to draw the north line. And what you do? From north, 50 degrees towards this side. And that's 1.2 kilometers. So here A, this angle is 50 degrees from north and 1.2 kilometers from A. And this is point C. And it's given from C, here 140 bearing. So you have to draw the north line to that. And 140. So that's an obtuse angle from north. So you can say somewhere here. That's 140 degrees. And this angle is 140 degrees. And this is B. And what else we know? So 700, it says which camp A can attack within their weapon 700 meters and the AB straight route is difficult to take. So nothing mentioned about the distance. So we can connect A and B. So this is the path given. So this is C position and then try to attack from here to here, C to B. So this is the sketch and you are asked to now find the magnitude of A, C, B. So we'll try to find out this angle. So we'll extend this line if this is 50, what is this angle? Allied angles add up to 180. So if these two lines are parallel, north lines are parallel. So 50, this becomes 130. 180 minus 50. If this is 140, what is this angle? That's 40. And also, without this angle, we can straight away write down this is 50. Alternate angles are equal because two north lines are parallel. So what is the ACB angle? ACB, 50 plus 40, 90 degrees. So you can write ACB angle is 90 degrees. So you get a right angled triangle. Now we'll look at the next part. Part 3, find the length of CB in meters. So we'll see the diagram CB, this length. Now look at carefully with this diagram. AB is 80 degrees from north. So if this is 50, what is this angle? This angle is 80 minus 50, that's 30 degrees. So now you can find out CB using this triangle. So this is a right angle triangle. To this angle, we need to find out the opposite. Opposite is CB and adjacent is 1.2. So what's the ratio? Adjacent, opposite and adjacent? Tan ratio. So you can use tan ratio for that. So tan 30 is equal to, opposite is BC or CB over 1.2 kilometers. So later you can multiply by 1000 and write in meters. So what's CB? CB equals 1.2 into tan 30. Now you can refer the tables, tan 30 value. So use natural tangent tables. Tan 30, 0, 0.5774. 0.5774 is the tan 30 value. So we'll multiply by 12 and put decimal places. So 5774 multiplied by 12, 10 and 2. So multiply by 1 and 2 here. 8, 14, 1 remaining, 14 plus 1, 15, 1 remaining, 2 times 5, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So you get this answer. Keep how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer you get 69288 kilometers. But you are asked to write in meters multiplied by 1000. 1, 2, 3. So 692.88 meters is the answer. So that's the value in meters. Now they are asking, will the attack of the commander of Camp A be successful? Give reasons. Now we found out this distance is 690 something. And the question says weapons is, so since the maximum distance which Camp A can attack with their weapons is 700 meters. So easily you can attack because this length is less than 700 meters. So is it successful? Yes. So you can write yes, it is successful as this 700 meters is more than 692.88 meters. So can attack from point C. So this is successful. Now part 5. Write the trigonometric ratio which is used to find distance AB. So we'll look at the diagram and see. You need AB. We know this angle is 30. So to this angle, this is the hypotenuse opposite to 90 degrees. So hypotenuse you need. So you know AC length. So you can use cos 30. Or we know this distance. We found out 600 and something. So you can use sine as well. So cos 30 is equal to 1.2 over AB. So you can write cos 30 is equal to 1.2 kilometers over AB. So what's AB? 1.2 over cos 30. So you are getting the answer in kilometers. Or you can use sine ratio. Sine 30 is equal to, what's sine 30 value? This is the opposite value, 692.88. 692.88 over AB value. So AB becomes 692.88 over sine 30 value. So either you can use this one. So what's the distance comes? This is in meters. And this one comes in kilometers. So just you are asked to write down the trigonometric ratio. So for this question, you can get this part. Just one you have to write down. So we'll give 1 mark here. And here 1 mark for writing down the reason. And 3 marks for this part. And drawing the sketch, you get 3 marks, marking the angle and the length 1.2, bearing 140, and 2 marks here. Finding these 2 angles and add, and you get 90 degrees. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 1 mark, altogether 10 marks for this question. Now we'll look at question number 5. So equation question. So you can try now. We'll do step by step. Part A. 3 mandarins and an orange can be bought for 55 rupees. So mandarin and orange. 1 orange and 3 mandarins, 55 rupees. The price of 5 mandarins is equal to the price of 2 oranges. By taking the price of a mandarin is X and the price of an orange is Y, construct a pair of simultaneous equations to represent above data, solve the pair of simultaneous equations and find price of a mandarin and price of an orange. So you are asked to find x and y. So we'll create two equations. 3 mandarins. One is x. 3x plus 1 times y. Y equals 55. That's the first equation. And 5 mandarins. 5x is equal to 2 oranges, 2y. So when you take 2y to this side, what you get? 5x minus 2y equals 0. That's our second equation. Now how you solve this? You need to have same coefficient. We'll multiply the first one by 2. 2 times 3, 6x. 2y, 2 times 55 is 110. That's our third equation. Now you can see same coefficient with different signs. When you add it, it gets cancelled out. So we'll add 2 and 3. You get 6 plus 5, 11x is equal to 110. When you divide by 11, you get x value, that's 10. Then how you find out y? You can substitute to this equation, 5x. So 2y equals 5 times x. So what's y? 5 times x divided by 2. So you get 25 as y. So that means the price of a mandarin is 10 rupees. Price of mandarin is 10 rupees. That's x. And price of orange, price of an orange is 25 rupees. X and y. Now we'll look at the next one. That's another part. So we can give marks for that. So creating this equation, 1 mark. Creating this one, 1 mark. And solving, making the same coefficient, you can get 1 mark. And solving and finding x and y, x 1 mark and y 1 mark, 5 marks for this question. Now we'll look at part B. Part B, Mrs. Pushpa bought 3 books, 2 pens and a pencil. The price of a book is 40 rupees, the price of a pen is 15 rupees and the price of a pencil is 10 rupees. Express the goods bought by Mrs. Pushpa in a row matrix and the price of goods in a column matrix. So we'll write down, bought 3 books. So books 3, 2 pens. How many pencils? 1. The price of a book is 40 rupees and the price of a pen is 15 rupees and price of a pencil is 10 rupees. So express the goods bought by Mrs. Pushpa in a row matrix. So this one is in a row matrix. So I can write 3, 2, 1. And the price of goods in a column matrix. So this is 40, 15 and 10. Column matrix is you get 1 column. Row matrix means you get 1 row. Then the second part, it says, find the total amount spent by Mrs. Pushpa considering the product of above 2 matrices. So we'll multiply and see 3, 2, 1 multiplied by 40, 15, 10. First you need to check whether you can multiply. So this is 1 row, 3 columns, 1 by 3. This one, 3 rows and 1 column, 3 by 1. So number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second one. So that means you can multiply. You get just one value when you multiply. 1 by 1 means one value. So how you find out that value? 3 times 40. 3 times 40 plus 2 times 15 plus 1 times 10. You have to multiply row with column. So second row with second column. So likewise you have to multiply. So that's the value you get. So what's the value? 120, 30, 10. You get, this is the total price, 160 rupees. So what they ask? They are asking, find the total amount spent by Mrs. Pushpa. That's 160 rupees. So we can give marks for this. So you can get 1 mark here, 1 mark for the column matrix, and multiplication and finding answer all together 3 marks. Checking whether you can multiply. So altogether 3. 3 plus 2, 5 marks for this part. Now you can try 6th question. The side length of a square-shaped metal sheet is x units. From lengthwise and breadthwise 1 unit and 2 units of metal sheets was cut off and was removed the shaded sheet. This part. If the area of the shaded sheet is 11 square units, show that the value of x satisfies the equation x squared minus 3x minus 9 equals 0. Solve the quadratic equation and find the value of x to the first decimal place. So we can do this question. So creating an equation. So we'll do that. The side length of a square-shaped metal sheet is x. So this is, what is this length? X is the whole thing and 1 here. X minus 1. What about this one? This part is, whole thing is x and subtract 2 here. X minus 2. So the area of the shaded part. Area of shaded part is x minus 1 into x minus 2. That's equal to 11 square units. That's 11. Now expand brackets and take all terms to one side. You have to use FOIL. Multiply all terms. X into x, x squared. X into minus 2, minus 2x. Minus 1 into x, minus x. Plus 1 into 2. 2 is equal to 11. So you get x squared. Minus 2x and minus x becomes minus 3x. And 2 minus 11 minus 9. So we are getting this equation. Now they are asking solve the quadratic equation and find the value of x to the first decimal place. How we find out? This is first decimal place. If the middle term is odd, it's easy to use the quadratic formula. If this is even number, you can use completing square method. So we'll use quadratic formula. If ax squared plus bx plus c is the quadratic equation, what's x? You need to know the formula. Minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You can use the quadratic formula here. What's a here? A is 1. B value minus 3. C value is minus 9. Now substitute and find out the x value. We can use the x value as minus b minus 3 plus or minus square root b squared. That means minus 3 whole thing squared minus 4a. A is 1, c is minus 9 over 2a. A is 1. Now simplify inside the square root. So this becomes minus minus plus 3. Inside 3 squared minus 3 plus 9. And 9 times 4, 36. That's plus. 36 plus 9. 36 and 9. 45. Square root 45 over 2. Square root 45, how can you write as a square term? You can simplify further. Square root 45, I can write 9 times 5. 9 is a square number. Then you can take square root both numbers. So I can write 3 root 5. Square root of 9 is 3. But we know square root 5 is given 2.24. So we can use that. So I can rewrite this as 3 plus or minus 3 root 5 over 2. So I can take plus value as well as the minus value. But before that, we need to check whether we need the minus value. If it's minus, this is more than 3. You get a negative answer for x. X is a length. You cannot get a negative answer. So we can only take the positive answer. So what's the positive value? 3 plus 3 root 5 over 2. 3 plus 3 times. Substitute root 5 value. What's root 5? 2.24. Divide by 2. So multiply. 3 times 4, 12. 1 remaining. 3 times 2, 6 plus 1, 7. 3 times 2, 6. Divide by 2. Final answer. 9.72 divided by 2. 2 times 4, 8. For 17, that's 8. 2 times 8, 16. For 12, that's 6. 4.86. What's the unit here? That's just, it says square units, so units, just units. Not given the measurement. So you can write units is 4.86. So that's the length of x. So now we'll see how we can give marks for this question. This is one full question. And here it says first decimal place. First decimal place means you have to round it. Round it. What's the value? 4.9 units. So you get 10 marks for the whole thing. So we'll see how we can divide the marks. So we'll give finding the area 1 mark, equate to this one 1 mark, and getting this equation 1 mark, and applying to the formula, correctly applying it, 2 marks there. And here simplifying, here 1 mark, and writing 45 square root is 3 root 5, you can get 1 mark. And here all the calculations, substituting 2.24 for square root 5 and answer 1 mark, and 1 mark for the final answer correct to 1 decimal place. So altogether 10 marks. So that's the last question in part A. Now we'll look at part B. Now we'll look at part B. Part B also you get 6 questions, but you have to do 5 questions. So each question you can spend 18 minutes and each question worth 10 marks. So you can try 7, 8, 9. We'll see step by step. Question number 7. This is about number patterns. And we'll try to do step by step. Part A. In triangular number pattern lesson, grade 5 students used matches and passed first 3 instances as follows. Write the number of matches used above 3 instances respectively. So we can write first one. How many matches? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the 3. And part 2, how many number of matches needed to create 20th instance in this pattern? So 20th term. So what is the formula? Tn equals. This is arithmetic. Common difference is there. Adding 2 to the previous term to get the next term. So a plus n minus d is the nth term. A, we know that it's 3 first term. How you find out d? Common difference is any term minus the previous term. That's 2. So we need 20th term, T20. Substitute 3 plus 20 minus 1, D. D is 2. 3 plus 20 minus 1 is 19. 19 times 2. So multiplication first according to Bodmer's. 38 plus 3, 41. So 41 matches needed to create the 20th instance. Now we look at the third one. Ravi said that 10 boxes of matches wanted to make up to 20th instance. Consider that there are 45 matches in a box and state whether the Ravi statement is correct. So we need the sum of all 20 instances. S20. So what's the formula of Sn? We know the 20th term. So you know the last term, so you can use this formula, n over 2 a plus l. Last term we know. N is 20. So S20 is 20 over 2. First term. What's first term? 3. And what's the last term? That means 20th term. We found 41. 2 times 10 here. 10 times 3 plus 1, 4, 44. So 440 matches altogether needed. But now we know if 10 boxes are there. So total number of matches (10 boxes, each one 45. So altogether 450 matches are there. So what do you think? Can you make it? We need only 440. So it says, Ravi said that 10 boxes of matches wanted to make up to 20th instance. So 450 is greater than 440. That means Ravi's statement is correct. Is correct, and you need 10 boxes to create 20 instances. Now we'll try to give marks. This is just part A. So 5 marks for part A. So how you get marks? 1 and 2 marks here. 3 and 2 marks for this. So 1 mark for this statement is correct and 1 mark for the sum. So 2 and 3, altogether 5 marks for part A. Now we'll see part B. Part B is find the number of initial terms that needed to be added from the geometric progression in order for the sum to be equal to 93. So this is geometric. 3, 6, 12. First term is 3. What's the ratio? Common ratio is any term divided by the previous one. So you get 2. So what's the sum of all terms? What's the formula for a geometric sequence? Progression. Sn equals ratio is bigger. So ratio is bigger means you can use a r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. So we get, substitute, you can first cross multiply and divide by a. You get rn to the power minus 1 and you can take 1 to the other side and write r to the power n equals Sn over a r minus 1 plus 1. It's easy to substitute the values. We'll see. We need n. Substitute the values. 2 to the power n is equal to, sum is 93. First term is 3. R is 2. 2 minus 1 plus 1. Simplify. You get 31 here. 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 1. So 31 plus 1, 32. What is 32 as power of 2? 2 to the power 5. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 to the power 5 is 2 to the power n. Same base, you can compare the powers. So n is equal to 5. So how many terms you need? You need 5 terms. Now try to give marks here. Identifying A, R, and then applying to this Sn formula 3 and finding this and finding n. Altogether you can get 5 marks for this question. Now we'll take 8th question. That's constructions. So you need the ruler and the compass for that. So try this one. So first part, use only a straight edge with centimeter millimeter scale and a pair of compasses for the following constructions. Show your constructions lines clearly. Draw a line segment AB, that's 6 centimeters, and construct the perpendicular bisector of it. Mark point O on the perpendicular bisector where AO is 4 centimeters. Construct the circle with the center O and OE as radius. So we'll draw that. So first a line segment, and you can mark the point A. 6 centimeter length. So take the ruler and the compass. You can measure 6 centimeter length. And mark the point B. Then this is B, 6 centimeters. Construct the perpendicular bisector of it. So AB line, how you construct the perpendicular bisector? You take any distance and you can keep on top of point A and draw an arc in the middle, and here up and down both. Then take the compass and keep on top of B, and again you can draw the 2 arcs above and below the AB line. Now we get the 2 intersecting points. You can connect the 2 intersecting points. So connect this point and this point, that's the perpendicular bisector. So that's the first part. Mark O on the perpendicular bisector where AO is 4 centimeters. So you can take the compass, measure 4 centimeter length, and keep that on top of point A, and you can mark the point. So intersecting point with this line. So it says AO is 4 centimeters. So you can draw 2 arcs here as well as here. So those are the 2 points. Construct the circle with center O and OA as the radius. So you can mark O either this point or this point. AO is 4 centimeter. And then what you do, so if this is O, you can take the compass and draw the circle with center OA. That means center is this value. So here A length. So this point OA is the radius of the circle. Now you can draw the circle. So this is the circle, center O and radius OA. So this is the radius 4 centimeters. Now you have to do the next part. Name the intersection point of the circle and the line produced AO as C. So you have to take the ruler and produced AO, and when you are extending, so the intersecting point with the circle is the point C. So this is point C. Complete the triangle ABC. So you can complete the triangle. So see here. So CAB. So this is the triangle. And we can answer the other questions. Without measuring angle, write the magnitude of ABC. 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 Without measuring. So how can you do that? We know this is the center. AC is the diameter. And you need this angle. So what's the semicircle angle? 90 degrees. So you can write part 3. ABC is 90 degrees. You can write angle in the semicircle. And part 4, measure and write the length of BC. So we can measure and write down the length of BC. So here we took this one 6 and this is 4 centimeters. Now we'll try to measure BC. Take the compass and so you need to measure this length BC. Here to here. So we'll see what we get. Keep on top of the ruler and we'll measure 5.5 centimeters. So we can write BC length is 5.5 centimeters. And we'll look at the next part. Write the relationship between the sides of triangle ABC. Considering the length of BC, find the value of root 7 to the first decimal place. Now we know this is a right angle triangle. So this is 90 degree angle. So what's the relationship? You can use Pythagoras theorem. So this is 4, this is 4. So that's 8. This is 6. And BC you can find using Pythagoras theorem. So we'll apply Pythagoras theorem. BC squared plus AB squared. Hypotenuse is AC. AB squared is equal to AC squared. So we know AC squared 4 and 4 8. 8 squared. AB we took 6. 6 squared. So what is BC squared? 8 squared minus 6 squared. 64 minus 36. 64 minus 36. 28. So BC squared is 28. So what is BC? Square root of 28. We can simplify this to 4 times 7. 4 is a square number. So you can write square root 4 into square root 7. So 2 root 7. So that's BC, and we found BC value is 5.5 centimeters. So you can use that value to estimate for root 7 value. So what is root 7? 5.5 divided by 2. 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 4. For 15, that's 7. And for 10, that's 5. So root 7 is 2.75. But we need correct to first decimal place. So what is the value correct to first decimal place? Root 7 is equal to 2.8 centimeters. Or you can just write down root 7 is 2.8. So that's the last part. So we'll see how we can give marks for this. So first part, draw a line segment and construct the perpendicular bisector. So 1 mark for that, and mark O and draw the circle. That's 1 mark. So 2 marks for that. And then extend this and complete the triangle. You get 1 mark. So 3 marks here. And calculating this, 4 and measuring 5. And apply this, 2 marks, applying Pythagoras theorem. So 7 and finding this value, 8 and 9 here, and finding root 7 value correct to 1 decimal place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. So we 8 and 9, 10. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now we'll look at 9th question. So you have given a circle, tangent, and you are asked to prove this one. So try that one. I'll do step by step. So when you look at the diagram, it says A, B, D and C are points on the circle, and PQ is the tangent drawn the point A. PAB, this one and this one both are X. DC is equal to DE and AD equals to CE. Show that ACED is a parallelogram. ACED is a parallelogram, and then show that BCD is equal to 180 minus 3x. So we'll try to do that. We'll mark those. So already marked, this is X, these lengths are equal. So the first part, show that ACED is a parallelogram. So that's what you have to prove first. So to be proved, ACED is a parallelogram. Now we know here opposite sides already equal. If we can show the two lines are parallel, pair of opposite sides equal and parallel means it's a parallelogram. So we need to show AD is parallel to C. That's what we need to show because these two are equal. So how can we show that these are parallel? So using the angles we can do that. Now look at carefully. This is the angle in between tangent and the chord AC. So this is equal to the opposite segment angle. This is X. So alternate segment theorem. This is also X, tangent and this chord AB. What's the opposite angle? In the other segment, this is X. And also same thing apply now. This is the chord. So either this or the same segment angles are equal. So this is also x. To this chord, this and this both are same segment angles. So this is also x. Now, what can you say about this? We know this is x and x. What is this angle? We can find out this angle. 180 minus 2x. So this is 180 minus 2x. And these two lengths are equal, and this is y and this is y, because isosceles triangle. Now when you look at these two angles with the exterior angle, what can you say? 2y equals 2x. So that means x equals y. So x equals y means this angle is x. So this is x and this is x. Corresponding angles are equal means AD line is parallel to CE. So we have to write all these steps. So you can use the angles to show that the two lines are parallel. So we'll start the proof. So you can write these angles. ADC angle and ABC angle, that's x, according to alternate segment theorem. And also to this one, this and this, ACB angle and BDA angle, both are x. So same reason, alternate segment angles. Then you can write, according to DEC triangle, 2x is equal to DEC plus DCE angle. That's y and y. 2y is 2x, then x becomes y angle. So that means now you can say BDA, this angle and this angle, both are equal. So those are alternate angles to the line. So you can write BDC angle, BDA angle, this one, and DEC, that's x. Corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So that means you can write down AD is parallel to CE. Now we found out parallel, we know that it's equal, so you can write AD is equal to CE. It's given AD is parallel to CE. found that. So therefore, ACED is a parallelogram. Opposite, pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. So we prove that this is a parallelogram. Now we need to show the next part. It says, show that BCD angle, this angle. So we'll use a different color for that and see. BCD angle. This angle is 180 minus 3x. So how can we find out that angle? Look at carefully and see. We need this angle. Now we found out this is a parallelogram. We can easily do that. Opposite angles are equal in a parallelogram. Look at carefully this angle and this angle. Both are equal. That one is 180 minus 2x and x. This one is x plus this angle and y. Y is same as x. So we'll do that. So you can do this here. So I can write x plus BCD angle plus y, these three angles, is equal to this one, x plus 180 minus 2x. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Now, how can you find BCD? BCD angle is, so I can take these two to the other side. This is same as x. Y and x both are equal. So x minus 2x, I get minus x. So 180 minus x. And here x and x, 2x. I can take it to the other side and write minus 2x. So what's the answer? 180 minus 3x. So that's the answer given here. 180 minus 3x. So how can we give marks for this question? This is full one question. So we can give 3 marks for this part, showing that the angle is 180 minus 3x, and for the whole proof showing that this is a parallelogram, you can get 7 marks. So you can give 1 mark here. For each step, like, you can give 1 mark, and showing this is 1, and then this 1 mark, and corresponding angles are equals, means this is parallel. Then, and showing that this is this one is a parallelogram, you can give 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 3, altogether 10 marks. You can try 10, 11, 12. Another 3 questions. Question number 10. This is also about proving. So try that one. In ABC triangle, D and E are midpoints. D and E are midpoints. So this length is equal to this. The lines FG and DH are drawn parallel to the line AB. So already marked. the lines AB and HF. AB and HF are produced. These two lines produced and you get I. Show that FG is equal to 3/4 of AB. Okay, so here we need to find out the relationship. Now look at carefully this triangle. ABD triangle. What can you say about ABD triangle? This is the midpoint and the lines are parallel. So definitely F should be midpoint of BD. And what can you say about EF length and AB length? We know according to midpoint theorem, double of this length is AB. So you can write straight away EF into EF is half of it. Double of this is AB means EF is half of AB. Why you can do that? According to midpoint theorem. So you can write AE is equal to ED and AB parallel to EF. Then according to midpoint theorem, you can write this down. And also now look at the other triangle. Look at this triangle. I'll take ADH triangle. What can you say? ADH triangle. E is the midpoint. So AE is equal to ED and FG line parallel to DH. Again, according to midpoint theorem, we can say this length is half of DH. So these two, EG is half of DH. We'll take this one as equation 2. Now we'll take ABC triangle. ABC triangle. What can you say about ABC triangle? This big one. D is the midpoint. So BD is equal to DC. That's the midpoint. And DH and AB parallel. DH parallel to AB. According to midpoint theorem again, what can you say? We can say BH is equal to half of AB. That's our third equation. Now, according to 1, 2, 3, what can you say? EF plus FG. EF plus EG becomes FG. So we need FG. And we can find out other side in terms of AB. So we'll do that part. So I'll do it here. Last part. do it here. So according to 1, 2, 3. EF plus EG is FG. So FG equals EF. EF is half AB. EG half DH. DH I can write half AB. Half AB. So that means half AB and here 1/4 of AB. So I can write half as 2/4. 2/4 AB and 1/4 AB. What's the final answer? 3/4 AB. That's equal to FG. So we can prove easily the first part, 3/4 of AB. Now we'll take the next one. Next part, BIF. This triangle. You have to show this triangle and FDH. FDH triangle. This triangle, both are congruent. So what can you say? Here, these two lines are parallel. Can you see this angle is equal to this angle? Alternate angles. And again, this angle is also same. Opposite angles are equal. And can you see this length is equal to this length? BF and FD, because we proved that according to midpoint theorem, this is F is the midpoint of BD. So we can use those two angles and length, angle, angle, side. So we'll take BIF triangle and FDH triangle. We know that BIF angle is equal to FHD angle. Alternate angles. BFI angle is equal to HFD angle. Opposite angles are equal. And we know BF is equal to FD. It's from previous part. F is the midpoint of BD. Now we have angle, angle, side. So therefore, BIF triangle is congruent to FDH triangle. What's the case? Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. So we can show these two are congruent. So we'll try to give marks now. 1 mark, 1 mark, and 1 mark for showing this and the case AAS. So 4 marks for this part, and previous part you get 6 marks because taking these two and showing that this is this relationship 2 marks and showing this one 2 marks and adding and finding this step you can get 2 marks. So 6 marks for first part, part 1, and 4 marks for part 2. Altogether 10 marks. Now we'll move to the next question. Question number 11. It's about volume. So try to do that. In a cuboid shaped vessel with square base where side length is 21 centimeter filled with boiled honey to a height of 22. So this is a cuboid. So you get a cuboid shape. It says square base where side length is 21. So 21, 21. And filled with boiled honey to a height of 22 centimeters. So here 22 centimeters. This honey is poured into a 26 hemispherical shaped vessels. So hemisphere is half of a sphere. It's completely filled, 26 hemispherical shaped vessels completely without wastage. Show that the radius of the hemisphere. So we'll take R is 21 over cube root of 52 and find the value of the radius using logarithms table to the second decimal place. So we know what's the volume of hemisphere. So sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube. When you divide by 2, you get the volume of the hemisphere. So 26 of these hemisphere is equal to the volume of this honey. So what can you write? What's the volume of honey? Length into breadth into the level, the honey level. So volume of honey is equal to 26 times volume of hemisphere. Because it's completely filled 26 hemispheres. So what is volume of honey? 21 into 21 into 22. That's equal to 26 times volume of hemisphere. 4 over 3 pi. I'll write 22 over 7 r cube. And you have to divide by 2 because half of the volume of sphere. Now we need to make r cube as a subject. So can we simplify? Just check whether we can simplify. First we'll take it to the other side and see. So what is r cube? 21 times 21 times 22 multiplied by 372. These values goes up and divide by 26, 4, 22 here. Now simplify. 22 get cancelled out. And then 2 get cancelled out with this 2. That's all. So we can simplify what you get here. 7 times 3, 21. 21, 21. 21, 3 times means 21 to the power 3 in the numerator. And what you get in the denominator? 26 times 2. That's 52. If r cube is this one, how you find r? Take the cube root of that. So when you take cube root of this, cube root of 21 to the power 3 and 52, can you see? You can simplify the numerator. So what's the r value? R value becomes 21 over cube root of 52. So this is in centimeters. So that's the answer. So then we have to use logarithmic tables to find out the value of r. So we'll do that. We can use the tables. So what's the value of r we got? 21 over cube root of 52. If you are referring the logarithmic tables, take log both sides. Log of r equals log of this. Then according to laws of logarithms, division becomes subtraction and multiplication becomes addition. So you can write log 21 minus, this is cube root means power 1/3. So 1/3 of log 52. Now you have to use tables. Log 21. So this is according to the standard notation. This is 1 point. 21 0. Use the table. 3 2 2 2. 32 22. Now you have to find out log 52. Log 52 is 7160, but this is 1 point. So 1.67160 divided by 3. So now you can subtract this value. Divide by 3. 3 times 5, 15. 21, that's 7. 3 times 2, 6. Now subtract these two. You get 0.7502. Now to find out r, you can find out the antilog value of this 0.7502. 0.7502 here from this table, 7502. So 497 is there. So you need another 5. 5 from here, 6. So 6 there. 56 to 6. 56 to 6, and this is 0 point. So that means you have to keep the decimal point here. Now you have to find the answer correct to 2 decimal places. So r becomes 5.63. So this is in centimeters. Now we can give marks for this question. So we'll give marks. 1 mark for this volume, finding volume, and 1 mark for finding hemisphere volume and equating 1 mark and substituting 1 mark and finding the cube root, you get 1 mark. So 4 marks there. And next one, taking log both sides and each value 1 mark, divide by 3, subtract, and taking the antilog and finding the answer correct to 2 decimal places, you get 1 mark. So altogether 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 10 marks for this question. Now this is the last question. So that's a Venn diagram question, and you need to first fill the elements and find out and complete the Venn diagram. So we'll do that. First you try before me and then you can check your answers. Following information regarding the 80 farmers. 80 farmers means altogether 80. So we can fill 80 there. Who cultivated crops? The number of farmers who cultivate only vegetables is 20. So this circle is vegetables. Only vegetables is 20. So this is 20. The number of farmers who cultivate only paddy is 25. So this circle is paddy. So only paddy means this one, 25. 15 farmers cultivate corn and paddy. Corn and paddy intersecting value is 15. So this is 15. 8 farmers are not cultivated any of the crops, means outside the 3 circles, that's 8. Copy the incomplete Venn diagram given below in your answer script and represent above information on it. Can you fill the other values? You can't. Now take this question. If the number of farmers who cultivate paddy is 50, paddy, this circle is 50. If this is 50, find the number of farmers who cultivate paddy and vegetables. If this is 50, now think about this circle. 15 plus 25, 40. So 10 should be there to complete 50. So that's 10. And now they are asking farmers who cultivate paddy and vegetable. Paddy and vegetable is that. So answer is 10. How many farmers cultivate only corn? Only corn means this one. Now we have to find out that value. So we'll add it, everything, and subtract from 80 to get this value. So this circle is 50. 50 plus 20, 70. 70 plus 8, 78. 80 minus 78, you get 2. So this should be this one. So what they ask, how many farmers cultivate only corn? That's 2. Now we'll look at the next step. In later, all the farmers who cultivate vegetables cultivate the paddy, and among them 5 are cultivate corn. Also draw another Venn diagram and mark the data. So we'll try to draw the Venn diagram. First we can draw the entire thing using a rectangle. And then we can draw the previous 2 circles, that's corn and paddy. And then this is altogether 80. It says all the farmers, vegetable ones inside who cultivate vegetables cultivate the paddy. So that means this should be inside the paddy circle. So we can draw a circle for paddy, that's in circle for vegetables, that's inside the paddy circle, vegetables. So that means 20, no? So 20. So this 20, already 10 is there. So this 20 comes inside. So that means 50 becomes 70 now. This becomes 70. And corn, 2 and 15, previous circle, 2 and 15, 17. And what is 8 was outside. You can mark that. And what is paddy and corn? 15. Paddy and corn. This one is 15, but we don't know this part. So we'll check it. This is 15. So that means this is 2. This part is 15. If this is 15 and this is vegetables, we know. What's the vegetable? 30. So this is 30. So 70, 30. So this part is 40. So what are the other things we can mark on that? So already paddy and earlier 10 was there. 10 and 20 we marked 30. So what are the other things we can mark? Corn and paddy 15 and paddy only 25. Now you can't mark that one because now vegetables also there. So we can only mark up to that point. So we know this one is 15. So we can say this is 15, this intersection. So that's all we can mark. But it says here another information is given. Cultivate the paddy and among them 5 are cultivate corn also. So from that you can mark. So among the vegetable ones 5 are cultivate corn. So now it's easy. This is 5, this is 15. So that means this part is 10. This part is 10, this is 5. And then we can fill this also. This whole thing is 30, this is 5. This is 25. Can we mark other part? Yeah. This is 10. This small part is 10. So that means now 70 minus 30 is 40. This whole part is 40. This part is 10. So what about this one? That's 30. So add and see. This is 15 plus 2, 17. And here you get 55 and 8. 55, 8 and 17. Altogether 80. So that's correct. So you need to draw this Venn diagram showing all the other numbers separately. So how can we give marks for this question? We can give this diagram 3 marks and calculating this one 1 mark, 1 mark. So 5 marks for these 3 parts and 5 marks for this. Showing all the values, here you get 5 marks. So this is the last question in paper 2. So this is again each question 10 marks. So check your answers and do more revision papers. You can definitely get a good result in your O-level exam.